Hey everybody, Portland Chess Shop here to bring you the chess action, and we have Grandmaster Roadking from Russia against Grandmaster Holozy from Spain. I know that Roadking, let's see, is ranked, I think, number 26 in bullet on ICC. Let's see, number 24. And Holozy is also very strong. He might be on my list as well. Anyway, I'm really excited to watch this game. We are seeing some chess action. They've been playing a little bit of a match. At least Roadking has been playing a few different games in a row, and I think that he's a great player. So we see that the time is a huge factor in bullet. That's what they're playing, 1 minute chess, something that I like to play. I know it's pretty fast. Some people say it's not chess, but it's just a different element of chess. I don't know. Time is a factor. So the rook comes over, exploiting this pawn. Let's see, they both have a knight, a rook, a queen. There's 2 pawn islands for black, meaning that he has 2 different pawn structures. It looks like they have around the same number of pawns. Yep. Now it's 4-5 in pawns, so black is ahead. You can see that Grandmasters play bullet pretty well. It's like they play like a real, a game like you would play in a tournament. Sometimes better. I mean, they play end games and everything really well. So Grandmasters, it's good to see their bullet games, I think, because you could learn so much so quickly. We see this end game is just being is done meticulously. Like the pawns are just advancing every turn, and he doesn't drop any of them. When I advance my pawns in an end game, I often drop them, and it's really frustrating. So he just uses the king position to rearrange his rook, pushes the pawn, creates a queen, and now he's just way ahead. The knight has been defending the rook the whole time. It's just too good. Here comes a checkmate. Alright, here's another game. So we see he's opening with the queen pawn, and his opponent is defending with the Dutch defense. That's something that Haikuru Nakamura plays sometimes. It's supposed to, I think, so the f5 move that black plays immediately, it sort of weakens this square and this square. This is, I think, a Leningrad setup for black. So here's a g4 break. That's a really strong move. I know that sort of move is how white attacks in this position. So now there's some open lines on the king side, and he's going to be able to try to exploit those to get at this king. So now he actually makes a sacrifice, a very strong sacrifice, because the knight is pinned. Now the queen is actually falling, and so he takes back with the king, and white is way ahead here. So white just needs to keep his initiative, keep putting pressure on here, and he'll be able to take it pretty easily. So he advances in the center. This pawn falls, but now the knight falls. A lot of material has fallen. Check. He just moves his king over. Check. Oh, the knight does fall, but I think he's too far behind at this point. He's just going to pin it. Oh, there's a checkmate. Perfect. Good game by Roadking there. Roadking from Russia. Alright, we got another Roadking game. This time he's playing International Master Abatron, and he has Roadking has defended with a a old Benoni, I think is what it's called, structure, using both c5 and e5, and now he's using his knights. He traded off one of the bishops, and now he's going to open up a line against the king. But it's also just a pretty strong structure. So this is weak right here. So he has to make sure to overprotect this square, because if that falls, then this is a passed pawn, and it's just too good. So h6, this move must be to create luft for his king if he needs it. The knight goes to the center. Which way is he going to take back? He takes back this way. Now this move could be possible, but it also could mean that the knight could go there. There's a check, and he takes, but the other knight falls. Pretty good play. Yeah, so c5, as I predicted, to make a breakthrough, but the rooks in that time have doubled, and now they're attacking, but it looks like a rook might be traded. He sees that this is a passed pawn and starts to push it. I like that move. Just immediately knowing this is a passed pawn. Passed pawns are good. I'm pushing it. The queen rearranges, defending this square. He takes back the rook. So now this passed pawn may fall, but he takes the other guy's passed pawn at the same time, and is also able to use it for a little bit of initiative to attack these pawns, create some weaknesses. So the pawn does fall. Now it's 4 pawns against 5 pawns. So it looks like white, the underdog, is winning pretty significantly. He has held his own against the threats and is up a pawn, but now it's up to white to show that he can do this endgame in 20 seconds. But Road King only has 8 seconds, so it's likely that Road King may make some sort of mistake. Now it's 3 pawns against 3 pawns, but another pawn falls. But Road King starts to push, saying, "This is a pass pawn. I like pass pawns. What are you gonna do?" The king comes up. He's queening. Oh my God! Road King is ahead. Road King is winning in this position. He has less than a second though, like a lot less than a second. He needs to checkmate immediately. Whoo! He almost came back there. That was awesome. All right, Road King is white, so he plays knight f3 for the opener, and then c4, creating a more classical setup. But it becomes this is a semi-Slav now, so we transpose to the queen pawn with a bishop g5 and queen a5, which is fine. I mean, it's not the sharpest line, but it's good enough. So you see that the knight comes back when the bishop goes over because I don't know, the knight has to overprotect c4 at e4. Like you need to protect against knight e4. That's been played against me many times because the knight is pinned and the bishop is attacked in that move, so it's like crushing. So this move prevents both things. Yeah. So pawn takes back, and now we have sort of this structure where there's pawns in the center. But black has also achieved the e5 move, which is pretty good. But now it's been pinned. But instead, now this pawn has been pinned. So they traded pins on different sides. The queen retreats by 1 square. You see that the rook is lined up with the queen. The rooks are on potentially files that could be opened by pawn captures. The bishop has been caught by the knight. You see, this sort of thing shows you that the bishops are worth more than the knights because that's why the Grandmaster has to chase the bishop and then attack it, creating permanent weaknesses on like g6, f7, g7, just to get that bishop. Queen doesn't have many squares here, but it's also influencing the action. It's attacking the bishop. Knight is attacking the rook and the bishop. That seems good. But what's really the time factor? So Road King is down on time against his esteemed opponent. His knight comes back. He'll have to take again. So Road King is up a rook, but he's down. Oh, now he's almost caught up on time already. His position is just too good. He's able to make a pass pawn. He loves pass pawns. I can tell that much. Queen traps. And then, oh, this is what he's going to try and win? Well, he does have a pretty significant time advantage now. It's just easier to play positions where you're better. I like how he took that pawn so quickly and promoted, and easily can finish this with 5 seconds left. He's just like, this is easy. Nice. Another game by Road King.
A game of chess is like a sword fight.
Road King starts the game with knight f3 and then plays d4 against International Master Panbook 56. So Road King is a heavy favorite here at 2,400 against his opponent, who is International Master, is 2,181. So he will win a significant portion of the games. So we'll have to see how he tries to do that. It seems like Road King, I don't know, he really likes promoting past pawns. He gets past pawns and then he just shoves them forward and is just like, this is a queen. Like, I don't know if you know, but this thing is a queen. It's going. So I like that about his play. I think that I don't know, I think it's good to push pawns. So here we have white has the bishop pair, which is significant. The other player has the knights and doubled pawns. The doubled pawns do mean that there's an open file, but the bishop pair is basically awesome. I've been trying to teach people about it because, like in classical chess, it wasn't as important as it is in modern chess, I think. So it's something that's it's new. So now this knight just pinned itself. The king decides to come forward. A very bold king. He's like, I'm chill. I'm marching forward. There's nothing he can do. But it's still pretty bold. b4 is played. Now white has a lot of space. And this bishop is actually pretty good. It's actually overprotecting some key squares, preventing any tactics and such. See, Road King just pushes the pawn. He's like, this is a pass pawn. This is a pass pawn. That's what I'm saying. That's his Grandmaster trick, is he just pushes the pawns. He's like, this is a pass pawn. You don't even know it. It's crazy. Check. He checks, and he gives up the pass pawn, but he gets a bishop for it. That seems good. His opponent was like defending the pass pawn, just being like, this isn't going to go anywhere, and then he trades it for, and then he starts pushing the other one. He's like, this is a passed pawn. He loves pushing them. Push. Oh my god, that's Road King's thing. He's like, these turn into queens. Did you know that? Did you know that these turn into queens? Hey everybody, Portland Chess Shop here to bring you some more chess action, and we got another bullet Grandmaster chess match. Road King as white and Yardbird, I've seen him play before, as black. They are playing a King's Indian type position here. No, actually it's with f4, and c4 hasn't been played, so it's more of a 3 pawns attack against the perk. Knight comes to c5, b3, so it's a fortification of the position. The queen comes over here. Rooks go towards the center. They're strongest on the open files in the center. Pawn has moved up. e5 is played, a central break. The knight decides to retreat, and the queen comes forward, putting its influence against the king. The knight retreats, they trade, the other knight comes forward as well. Check. Bishop moves, and now some lines are opened. This pawn is pretty strong. The rooks are going to be traded. And a sacrifice. Nice, because if pawn takes, then... I would think check, but then the bishop could come here. Rook moves over. The queen tries to trade. If it doesn't trade, he'll take the pawn. The queen doesn't take the pawn. The queen just moves kind of aimlessly. Check. Pawns are taken. Now the rook falls. A mistake was made. It looks like it could be checkmate. So we see another game. Topoton as black. Grandmaster Topoton against Road King. Topoton is pretty high rated. I'm going to look his name up, see if I have him on my list. Nope. Oh well. So we see a Sicilian position. The knight retreats back. The queen's coming here. He's going to go queenside castle. The queen is kind of on a funny square, but I felt like it was kind of safe there. I felt like maybe b5 should be played. Anyway, the rook takes back, and the bishop here. So we see a lot of maneuvering around the center. White controls the center squares, but if he creates weaknesses, then the knight can come forward. The bishop is on the long diagonal, things like that. So now we see a classic Sicilian type position. He's threatening to play b4. It looks like black could come first, but he breaks through with g6, or at least tries to. Pawn takes, the rook falls, and he gets a check for it. I don't know if it's worth it. The queen takes back, now pawn takes, queen checks. Let's see how good the queen can be in an open board like this. That's really the question. So the bishop comes here. He was threatening to take here, which would be pretty good. Probably a checkmate situation. So he has to retreat, and now, after pawn takes, the knight could take back. The bishop controls a lot of squares. It's attacking and defending the purple bishop. But white's bishop isn't too bad either. Alright, does he have a tactic here? Can he play bishop takes, knight takes, check? No, he can't, because... Oh, maybe he can. He sacrifices both bishops. A double bishop sacrifice. And now he plays pawn up. I don't think he has enough material. I think that purple's doing better here. Check. King moves again. King moves again. King's just trying to get out of here. Now he has pinned it, but look, the other one falls. So Road King has to resign. Road King plays again. He's playing bad connection. He's starting with a semi-Slav type position, but now g6 is played. They trade pawns. The queen comes out early. It is attacking d5 and b7. The knight comes over here, and it may swing towards the center, but the bishop influences that diagonal, so the knight has to retreat. Now b7 falls. There is a trade, though, and the other knight comes forward. Let's see if purple can get some initiative for this position. Check. But no, there's a knight check and then a takes. So the position is simplified pretty significantly, considering that both players have about 40 seconds left. And white is better here, even though he's much lower rated. But this knight is pretty good. And now it looks like purple has won a pawn. Check. There's a check, though. King goes up. Wow, purple it gets to take again. That's awesome. And we know that Road King has been pushing his pawns, making pass pawns. And in this situation, he has a pass pawn that's very dangerous on the third rank, but he just hung his rook, so he just gives up. He's like,